Students, let's do question number 2. Now for this I need to draw the figure. You don't have to draw the figure because the figure would already been given for you. So I'm doing it to explain the question. So you have the x-axis here and y-axis, and you have a curve that is moving like this, and then it's going down. Now this is the lowest point. Okay, this is the lowest point for the graph, and this is what is given. So these two they match up. Okay, so figure not to scale. So this is just an approximate figure for illustration purposes. Now let me write the question. The diagram shows part of the curve with equation k being equal to, or I would say y being equal to k times sine of x over 2, where k is a positive constant and x-axis is measured in radians. The curve has a minimum at A. And what is the first part? The first part is we have to find the coordinates of A. The second part has the following requirement: a sequence of transformations is applied to the curve. And what is the first one? The first one is translation of two units in the negative direction, in the negative y direction. And point number 2 is reflection in the x-axis. We are required to find the equation of the new curve, and we should also find the coordinate of the point, on the new curve. So when they are talking about coordinate of the point, they want the coordinate for A. Okay, and the given equation, we already know the given equation. Okay, so let me start the solution. Now observe this curve. This curve is a sine curve. Now I'm going to state the following: sine takes the minimum of -1. So having given you that, we are given, what is that we are given? We are given y is equal to k times sine x over 2. So this would mean sine x over 2 is actually hitting a minimum. Now as I mentioned to you, for this to happen, x over 2 should be equal to 3 pi over 2, right? And from here we can calculate the value of x. So this means 2 gets cancelled, I get x is equal to 3 pi. Now this is the original equation, so I'm going to take it as 1. So what I'm going to do is substitute x is equal to 3 pi in 1 to get y coordinate. So this in turn would mean y is equal to k times, we have x is equal to 3 pi over 2, so that would mean this is going to be negative 1, which means k times of negative 1, which means y is equal to negative k. Therefore the coordinates of A is what? 3 pi comma negative k. Okay, so this is the solution for part A. Now let me move on to part B. Now what does the part B state? It says the transformation is applied with the translation of 2 units in the negative y direction. Now what is the negative y direction? Let me write that down. There are 2 translations. And what are those? Upward and downward. We are given a downward translation of how many? Of 2 units. So what are we to do? This means add negative 2 to 2, or I would say equation 1, because we have not got anything as 2 now. So 1, so which is 1 here? This is our 1. So this means y is k times of sin x over 2 positive of negative 2, which means y is equal to k times of sin x over 2 negative 2. Now our coordinates would change, so therefore the coordinates of A, now we have A, the minimum is negative 1, so this is going to be negative k, comma, or I would say negative k with 2 there. So it's better for me to write it like this. So coordinates of k would be 3 pi, comma, negative k, negative 2. For the translation which is directed downwards. Right, so this is the first part. A sequence of transformations are applied. The translation of 2 units in the negative direction for y. Now next is reflection. So what does that mean? So we have the new curve. Okay, the equation of the curve after the translation of 2 units in the negative y direction is y is equal to k times sin x over 2 negative 2. Now we need to apply the reflection on x-axis. Now you have to know there are 2 types of reflection. So this is reflection on the x-axis, or you can state it as in the x-axis. So that means you are multiplying by negative 1 the equation k times sin x over 2 negative 2. So this would give me negative k times sin x over 2 positive 2. So therefore the coordinates of A would change. So for 3 pi comma, this will become negative 1. So it's going to be positive k, positive 2, because negative 1 is moving in. So that's a very important part you have to know. So that is the solution. So what you can do, you can probably box this. You can box this result, and you can also box box this result, right? And you can also box this result, so that the examiner knows that you are clearly aware of the requirements. So let's move on to the next one.